Welcome to Love Lies Chronicles.
Emma and I had been together for 2 years. Not casual dating, serious, living together, talking about the future kind of together. We discussed marriage timelines, picked out neighborhoods where we might want to buy a house, even argued about what we'd name our hypothetical kids. I thought we were solid. Then came that Tuesday evening in March. I was making dinner when she sat down at our kitchen table with that look. You know the one, the we need to talk face that makes your stomach drop before anyone says a word. I've been thinking a lot lately, she started, which is never how good conversations begin. I turned off the stove and sat down across from her. Okay, I love you, Alex. I really do. But I'm not in love with you anymore. She paused, searching my face for a reaction. I think we should transition to being friends. I sat there for a moment, processing. 2 years. Living together for 18 months. Joint Netflix account. Her toothbrush next to mine. All of it, just friends now. I know this is hard, she continued, but I think we're better as friends than as partners. We get along so well. We have the same friend group, similar interests. We could have an amazing friendship. Okay, I said. She blinked, clearly expecting more of a fight. Okay, you want to be friends. I understand. Good to know. You're not upset? I'm processing it, but if that's what you want, then that's what we'll do. Friends it is. She actually smiled, relief washing over her face. Oh, thank God. I was so worried you'd make this difficult or hate me or something. This is exactly why I know we'll be great friends. You're so reasonable and mature about everything. What she didn't say, but what I could see in her eyes, was that she expected everything to stay essentially the same. Same apartment, same daily routines, same emotional support and attention from me. Just without the official title and physical intimacy. I'll start looking for a new place tomorrow, I said. Her smile faltered. What? Why? Because friends don't live together unless they're roommates by choice. And I don't think us being roommates is a good idea right now. But I can't afford this place on my own. Then you should probably start looking too. That's when the first crack appeared in her composure. I thought we could work something out. Make it work as friends. Friends help each other out sometimes, but they don't subsidize each other's rent. That's more of a relationship thing. She stared at me like I'd grown a second head. You're really going to just leave? After everything we've built together? We built a relationship together. You want a friendship. Friendships have different foundations. Day 1, communication boundaries. The next morning, I woke up and did exactly what I'd do with any friend. Nothing special. For the past 2 years, my mornings had started with good morning, beautiful texts when one of us left for work first. Little check-ins throughout the day. How's your meeting going? Thinking about you. Can't wait to see you tonight. That Wednesday, I got up, got ready for work, and left. No text. No special goodbye. Just a normal see you later, like I'd say to any roommate. My phone buzzed around 10 a.m. Emma, morning. How's your day going? I was in the middle of a code review, so I didn't respond immediately. With Emma as my girlfriend, I would have stopped what I was doing to text back right away. With Emma as my friend, she got the same priority as any other friend. I'd respond when I had a natural break. I texted back around noon. Good, busy morning. You? Emma, same. Want to grab lunch? Me. Can't today, have a working lunch with the team. Emma, dinner then. Me. Already made plans with Jake. This was true. Jake and I had our monthly catch-up dinner planned for weeks. But normally, I would have canceled or rescheduled to spend time with Emma instead. Friends don't automatically get priority over other friends. Emma, tomorrow. Me. I'll check my schedule and let you know. 3 dots appeared and disappeared several times. Finally, you're being weird. Me, how so? Emma, you're being so formal and distant. Me, I'm being friendly. This is how I text with my friends. Emma, but I'm not just any friend. Me, according to yesterday's conversation, friendship is exactly what you are. Read receipt. No response for the rest of the day. That evening, I came home from dinner with Jake around 9 p.m. Emma was on the couch watching Netflix, our shared account that she'd logged into on her laptop. Hey, I said, same tone I'd use greeting any roommate. Hey. Her voice was tight. How was dinner? Good. Jake says hi. I headed toward my bedroom. That's it. You're not going to tell me about it? I paused. For 2 years, I'd come home and immediately launched into detailed recaps of my day, asking about hers, settling in for long conversations about everything and nothing. What do you want to know? I don't know. Anything? We went to that new Italian place downtown. Jake's thinking about proposing to Sarah. His promotion came through. Basic friend-level information sharing. That's nice about Jake and Sarah. And the promotion. She was clearly waiting for more. I'm pretty tired, so I'm going to head to bed. Night. Wait. She paused the show. Can we talk for a bit? Like we used to? What did you want to talk about? I don't know. Just talk. About our days, about random stuff. I miss that. Emma, that's boyfriend behavior. Friends don't have mandatory daily decompression sessions. So we're just going to be strangers living in the same apartment? We're going to be friends living in the same apartment until one of us finds a new place. Friends are friendly, but they don't have the same level of emotional intimacy as romantic partners. She looked like I'd slapped her. I didn't think friendship meant we'd become strangers. We're not strangers. We're friends. This is what friendship looks like. Day 3, social media reality check. By Friday, Emma had started paying attention to my social media behavior. For 2 years, I'd been that boyfriend who liked every single one of her posts within minutes, left sweet comments, shared her stories. The works. As her friend, she got the same treatment as my other friends. I scrolled past posts that didn't interest me, liked ones that genuinely caught my attention, commented when I had something meaningful to add. She posted a selfie Friday morning with the caption, "Friday mood hot beverage sparkles." I scrolled past it. Nice picture, but not something that warranted engagement from me. I wouldn't comment "gorgeous" on Jake's selfies, so I wasn't going to do it for Emma's. She posted a story about her lunch salad. I didn't watch it. She shared an article about workplace productivity. I read it, found it interesting, and liked it. Friday evening, she confronted me about it. You liked my article, but not my selfie. The article was interesting. The selfie was just a selfie. You used to like all my posts. I used to like them because I was your boyfriend, and I thought everything about you was amazing. Now I engage with your content the same way I engage with everyone else's, when it interests me or when I have something to add. That feels really impersonal. It is impersonal. That's what friends do. They don't have personal investment in each other's every social media post. She stared at me. So you just don't think I'm amazing anymore? I think you're a good person and a good friend. But the everything you do is perfect mindset is romantic love, not friendship. I can't believe you can just turn feelings off like that. I'm not turning feelings off. I'm adjusting my behavior to match the relationship you asked for. Week 2, the birthday test. The real test came the following Tuesday, Emma's birthday. For the past 2 years, I'd gone all out. Last year, I'd planned a surprise weekend trip to wine country, complete with a couple's massage and dinner at her favorite restaurant. The year before, I'd thrown her a surprise party with all her friends and family. This year, I sent her a text at 9 a.m. Happy birthday? Hope you have a great day birthday cake. That was it. No gift, no special plans, no elaborate gestures. My phone rang before 10 a.m. That's it. Her voice was shaky. Just a text. I wished you happy birthday. That's what friends do. Your other friends don't get you gifts? Sometimes. If I think of something they'd really like and I have the budget for it, maybe I'll grab something small. But it's not automatic. Something small? Like what? I don't know. A book I think they'd enjoy, or a coffee mug, or a card. Friend gifts. A card. The volume made me hold the phone away from my ear. Would you like me to get you a card? I don't want a card. I want. She trailed off. What do you want, Emma? Silence. Because what she wanted was boyfriend-level effort. The surprise trips, the elaborate gifts, the making her day special attention. But she'd specifically asked for friendship. My friends are taking me to dinner tonight, she finally said. That sounds nice. Have fun. Don't you want to come? Am I invited? You shouldn't need an invitation. It's my birthday. If you'd like me to join your birthday dinner, you can invite me. That's how it works with friends. This is insane. You're acting like we barely know each other. I'm acting like we're friends. If that feels like strangers to you, maybe you should think about what that means. She hung up on me. Later that evening, Jake called. Dude, Emma's at dinner crying into her pasta, telling everyone you forgot her birthday. I didn't forget. I texted her this morning. That's what I figured. She's making quite a scene, though. Says you used to be so thoughtful, and now you don't care about her at all. I care about her the way I care about all my friends. How much effort do you put into my birthday? I thought about it. I usually buy you a beer when I see you and tell you happy birthday. Exactly. And we've been friends for 8 years. Right. She's not getting that, man. She wants friend privileges with boyfriend effort. Week 3. The new person. The third week brought an unexpected development. I'd been going to the gym regularly since the breakup, needed something to do with all the time I used to spend in couple activities. That's where I met Sam. Sam was straightforward in the best way. She asked me out for coffee after we'd been chatting for a few sessions. No games. No, let's see where this goes. No mixed signals. Just, I like talking to you. Want to get coffee this weekend? We went out Saturday afternoon. It was refreshing. Conversation flowed naturally. She was genuinely funny, and she seemed to actually know what she wanted. When I dropped her off, she said, I had a really good time. I'd like to do this again. So we did. Tuesday dinner. Thursday coffee. Nothing serious yet, just getting to know each other without any of the emotional baggage or mixed signals I'd been dealing with at home. Emma found out through Instagram. I'd posted a story from the restaurant where Sam and I had dinner, just a picture of my food, but Sam was partially visible in the frame across from me. Emma texted within an hour. Who's the girl? Me. A friend from the gym. Emma. On a date. Me. Yeah. Emma. How can you already be dating someone? We just broke up 3 weeks ago. Me. We broke up 3 weeks ago. Friends don't dictate each other's dating timeline. Emma. But what about what we had? Doesn't that mean anything to you? Me. What we had was a relationship. You ended it because you wanted friendship. Friends don't get a say in who their friends date. Emma. I can't believe you're doing this to me. Me. I'm not doing anything to you. I'm living my life. Emma. By immediately replacing me? Me. By dating someone who actually wants to date me. Week 4. The manipulation attempts. By week 4, Emma had shifted tactics. Instead of complaining about my boundaries, she started trying to make me jealous. She posted pictures with random guys, drinks with Marcus from accounting, and coffee date with this cutie, clearly expecting me to have some kind of reaction. I liked a couple of the posts where she looked genuinely happy and ignored the rest. Same as I do with any friend's dating life. She also started coming to me with detailed stories about these dates, clearly fishing for signs of jealousy or possessiveness. Marcus took me to that new rooftop bar downtown. You know, the one you said was overpriced? That's nice. Did you have fun? Yeah, the cocktails were amazing. He spent like $200. Sounds like a good time. He's talking about planning a weekend trip to Napa. Cool. She waited for more reaction. When none came. You really don't care at all? I hope you have fun if you decide to go. You deserve to be happy. But doesn't it bother you? Even a little bit? Why would it bother me? You're my friend. I want my friends to have good dating experiences. You used to get jealous when other guys even looked at me. That was when you were my girlfriend. Girlfriends and friends are different categories. She tried a different approach. She started having problems that required emotional support. Her work was stressful. Her family was being difficult. She was having anxiety about turning 30 next year. I listened and offered the same level of support I'd give any friend. Empathetic responses, practical suggestions when asked, but no special emotional investment or prioritization. You used to drop everything when I was upset. She complained after I told her I couldn't come home early from my date with Sam when Emma was having a crisis about her sister's wedding planning drama. I used to do that because you were my girlfriend and your emotional state directly affected our relationship. Now you're my friend, and while I care about your well-being, your emotional crises don't require me to cancel other plans. That's so cold. It's friendship. Friends support each other, but they don't manage each other's emotions. Week 5. The group chat drama. Our mutual friend group had a group chat that included me, Emma, Jake and his girlfriend Sarah, and Emma's work friends Tom and Jenny. For 2 years, I'd been very active in this chat. Quick responses, lots of back and forth with Emma, participating in every conversation. As Emma's friend instead of boyfriend, I treated it like any other group chat. I responded when I had something meaningful to contribute, ignored conversations that didn't interest me, and didn't feel obligated to keep discussions going. Emma noticed immediately. You've been really quiet in the group chat, she texted me privately. I participate when I have something to add. Tom was asking for restaurant recommendations yesterday, and you didn't respond. Because I haven't been to any new restaurants lately and didn't have recommendations to share. You usually participate more in group conversations. I participate when I have something meaningful to contribute. I'm not going to force conversation just to be chatty. Everyone's noticing that you're being different. I'm being consistent. If it feels different to you, that might say something about the extra attention you were getting before. She screenshot this conversation and sent it to the group chat with the caption, "Look how mean he's being to me." Jake called me an hour later. "Bro, what's going on with Emma? She's telling everyone you're being cruel to her." "I'm treating her like a friend. She's the one who wanted to be friends. She's saying you've completely changed, that you're cold and distant and acting like you hate her." "I don't hate her. I just don't treat her like my girlfriend anymore, because she's not my girlfriend." She seems to think there's a middle ground. The middle ground is called friendship. This is what it looks like. Jake was quiet for a moment. "Honestly, man, what you're describing sounds like how you treat me and Sarah and everyone else. Pretty normal friend behavior." "Exactly. I think she might have expected you to, like, pine for her while she figured things out. That's not friendship. That's keeping someone as a backup plan." Week 6, the apartment situation. By week 6, our apartment situation was becoming untenable. I'd found a new place and given our landlord notice. Emma was scrambling to find roommates or a cheaper place, but she was also escalating her attempts to get me to stay. "I can't afford this place alone," she said for the 100th time. "That's not my responsibility anymore. We're friends, not partners." "But you agreed to the lease." "We both agreed to the lease as a couple. The relationship ended. The shared financial obligations end too. Friends help each other out. Friends help with temporary problems. They don't subsidize each other's lifestyle indefinitely." She tried a different angle. "What if I started paying more rent? Like 60-40 split?" "Emma, I don't want to live with you as roommates. It's not about money." "Why not?" "Because living together as exes isn't healthy for either of us. You need space to move on, and I need space to build my new life." "I don't want to move on. I want us to figure this out." There it was. The truth she'd been dancing around for 6 weeks. "Figure what out?" "You wanted friendship. We're friends. I want us to be close friends. Like, really close. Like we were before." What we had before was a romantic relationship. You can't have romantic relationship closeness without the romantic relationship. "Why not?" "Because that's not how it works. You don't get to keep all the benefits of being my girlfriend while dating other people." She stared at me like I'd spoken a foreign language. "That's not what I'm asking for." "That's exactly what you're asking for. You want me to prioritize you over everyone else, support you financially and emotionally, be available whenever you need me, and put your needs before mine. That's girlfriend treatment, not friend treatment." Week 7, the Sam factor. Things with Sam were progressing naturally. We'd been on 6 dates over 3 weeks, and I was really starting to like her. She was clear about her intentions, communicated directly, and didn't play games. The contrast with Emma's behavior was striking. Emma was not handling this well. "You're spending too much time with her," she said when I told her I wouldn't be home for dinner because Sam and I were trying a new restaurant. "I'm spending time with someone I'm dating. That's normal. But we barely spend any time together anymore. We live in the same apartment. We see each other every day." "That's not the same thing." "You're right. It's friend time, not relationship time." "I miss relationship time." "Then you shouldn't have ended the relationship." She tried to invite herself along to my date with Sam. "I'd love to meet her. Why don't you invite me along?" "Because it's a date. Friends don't invite themselves on dates." "I could make it a group thing. I'll bring Marcus." "No, Emma. You don't get to insert yourself into my dating life." "I'm not inserting myself. I just want to meet the person who's taking up so much of your time. You want to scope out your replacement and make sure I'm not too happy without you." She didn't deny it. When Sam came to pick me up for a movie date, Emma made sure to be in the living room, looking particularly attractive and being overly friendly. "You must be Sam." "I'm Emma, Alex's ex-girlfriend." "Well, we're friends now, but we used to date. For 2 years. We lived together." Sam handled it perfectly. "Nice to meet you, Emma." Then to me, "Ready to go?" "In the car," Sam said. "So that was interesting. I'm sorry about that. She's been having a hard time with boundaries since we broke up." "She introduced herself as your ex-girlfriend, not your friend." "Yeah, she's been doing that. I think she's trying to mark her territory or something." "How do you feel about that?" I appreciated that Sam asked directly instead of playing games or making assumptions. Honestly, it's exhausting. She says she wants friendship, but acts like she wants to keep all the girlfriend privileges. That's not really fair to you, or to anyone you might want to date. No, it's not. But I'm not responsible for managing her expectations. I've been clear about boundaries. Good. I don't do drama, Alex. I like you, but I'm not interested in being part of some complicated ex-girlfriend situation. I understand completely. I'm trying to keep things as simple as possible. Week 8, the breaking point. Week 8 brought Emma's biggest manipulation attempt yet. I came home from work to find her crying on the couch, surrounded by tissues. Emma, what's wrong? I've been thinking about everything, she said between sobs. About us, about what I said, about how things have been. Okay. I made a mistake, Alex. A huge mistake. I sat down in the chair across from her, maintaining distance. What kind of mistake? Asking for friendship. Breaking up with you. All of it. I miss what we had. I miss you. Here we go, I thought. Emma. No, let me finish. I know I hurt you. I know I confused you with all this friend stuff. But I was scared, and I thought maybe if I could step back and get some perspective, I'd figure out what I really wanted. And what do you really want? You. Us. I want to try again. I looked at her for a long moment. 6 weeks ago, this might have been everything I wanted to hear. Now, after seeing how she'd behaved when she didn't get her way, after experiencing what her version of friendship looked like, after meeting Sam and remembering what it felt like to be with someone who actually knew what they wanted, Emma's offer felt more like manipulation than reconciliation. I'm dating Sam now, I said simply. But you barely know her. We have 2 years of history together. 2 years of history that you decided to throw away because you wanted something different. I was confused. I didn't know what I was giving up. You knew exactly what you were giving up. You just thought you could have it both ways. What do you mean? You wanted to explore other options while keeping me as your safety net. You wanted all the emotional benefits of having a devoted boyfriend without the commitment or exclusivity. That's not. Emma, for the past 6 weeks, you've been upset about every single boundary I've set. You wanted me to keep treating you like my girlfriend while you dated other people. You wanted financial support, emotional prioritization, social media attention, birthday celebrations, and exclusive access to my time and attention. That's not friendship. That's having a boyfriend without calling him your boyfriend. She was quiet for a moment. Maybe I didn't understand what friendship would really mean. You understood perfectly. You just thought I'd be too pathetic to actually treat you like a friend. I never thought you were pathetic. You thought I'd wait around while you figured out if you could find someone better. You thought I'd be grateful for whatever scraps of attention you gave me while you explored other options. You thought I'd continue to prioritize you and support you and be available whenever you needed validation. I wanted to know you'd always be there for me. As your boyfriend, I would have been. As your friend, I'll be there the same way I'm there for Jake or Sarah or anyone else I care about. But I won't be your emotional support animal while you date other people. So that's it. You won't even consider trying again? Emma, you've spent 6 weeks showing me who you really are when you don't get your way. You've been manipulative, entitled, and frankly kind of cruel. You tried to sabotage my new relationship. You've been spreading drama in our friend group, and you've made living here miserable because I won't cater to your emotional needs. I was hurt. Being hurt doesn't excuse treating people badly. And honestly, watching how you handle not getting your way has made me realize we probably weren't as compatible as I thought. She stared at me. You're really choosing her over me? I'm choosing someone who knows what she wants and treats me with respect over someone who wants to keep me as a backup plan. Week 9, the nuclear option. Emma's final attempt came the following week, and it was her most desperate yet. I was at work when my boss called me into his office. Alex, I got a concerning call about you this morning. What kind of call? Someone claiming to be your emergency contact said you were having some kind of mental health crisis and needed time off work. My heart sank. What exactly did they say? That you'd been acting erratically since a recent breakup, that you weren't taking care of yourself, and that they were worried about your well-being. They suggested you might need some professional help. And this person identified themselves how? As Emma Walsh. Said she was your girlfriend. I rubbed my temples. Emma is my ex-girlfriend. We broke up 2 months ago. She is not my emergency contact, and I am not having a mental health crisis. My boss looked concerned. So this was What exactly? Harassment. She's been escalating her behavior since I started dating someone else. Do you need to involve HR? I think I might have to. I documented everything with HR and updated my emergency contacts to remove Emma. Then I went home and had the conversation I'd been dreading. We need to talk, I said when I found Emma in the kitchen. About what? About you calling my workplace and claiming I was having a mental breakdown. Her face went pale. I was worried about you. You were trying to sabotage my job because you're angry that I won't get back together with you. That's not true. Emma, you told my boss I was having a mental health crisis and needed professional help. You identified yourself as my girlfriend even though we broke up 2 months ago. You are not my emergency contact and have no right to make decisions about my well-being. I just thought. You thought what? That if you convinced my boss I was unstable, I'd lose my job and come running back to you? Or that Sam would get scared and leave? She didn't answer, which was answer enough. I've documented this with HR. I continued. If you contact my workplace again, I'll have to consider legal options. Legal options? She looked genuinely shocked. Emma, what you did today is harassment. If you keep escalating, I'll have to protect myself. I can't believe you'd threaten me with lawyers. I can't believe you try to sabotage my career because I won't be your backup boyfriend. That evening, I called Sam to give her a heads up about Emma's behavior. Sam listened without judgment, then said, I think you should consider whether living with her is safe for either of you. She was right. The next morning, I started looking for temporary housing until my new lease started. Emma's behavior was becoming unpredictable, and I didn't trust what she might do next. Week 10, the consequences. By week 10, Emma's behavior was affecting more than just me. Her obsession with our friendship and my relationship with Sam had started impacting her work, her other relationships, and her mental health. Jake called me on a Thursday night. Dude, I need to talk to you about Emma. What about her? She's been calling Sarah constantly, crying about how you've changed and how you're being cruel to her. Sarah's getting tired of it. What's she saying exactly? That you've turned into a completely different person since the breakup. That you're cold and mean and you're dating Sam just to hurt her. That you're trying to turn all your mutual friends against her. And what does Sarah think? Honestly, Sarah's starting to see through it. Emma called her at 11 p.m. last night sobbing because you went to dinner with Sam instead of staying home to comfort Emma about her bad day at work. Sarah pointed out that boyfriends comfort girlfriends about bad days, not ex-boyfriends. How'd Emma take that? Not well. She accused Sarah of taking your side and hung up on her. Emma was also struggling at work. She'd been distracted, emotional, and calling in sick more frequently. She'd gotten a warning from her supervisor about her performance and attendance. Her dating life wasn't going any better. Marcus had stopped calling after she spent an entire dinner talking about me. The coffee date guy had ghosted her after she asked him what he thought about exes staying friends. Meanwhile, my life was actually improving. Work was going well, my new apartment was great, and things with Sam were developing into something really nice. We'd been dating for 6 weeks, and she was everything Emma wasn't: direct, emotionally stable, and genuinely supportive. The contrast was becoming obvious to everyone who knew us. Week 11, the final meltdown. The final confrontation came when Emma saw Sam and me together at our favorite coffee shop. We weren't hiding our relationship, but we also weren't broadcasting it. Emma, however, had apparently been checking my social media obsessively and figured out our regular weekend routine. She walked in while Sam and I were having a perfectly normal Saturday morning coffee date, marched over to our table, and sat down uninvited. We need to talk, she announced, ignoring Sam entirely. Emma, this isn't appropriate, I said calmly. Sam and I are having a private conversation. I don't care. I need you to explain to me how you can sit here playing happy couple when you know I'm falling apart. Sam looked at me questioningly. I nodded toward the counter. Would you mind ordering me another coffee? I'll handle this. After Sam stepped away, I leaned forward. Emma, you need to leave. Now. No, not until you explain how you can be so heartless. I told you I made a mistake. I told you I want to try again. And you're just flaunting her in front of me. I'm not flaunting anyone. I'm having coffee with someone I'm dating. At a public coffee shop. In the middle of the day. Like a normal person. But you know how much this hurts me. Your feelings about my dating life are not my responsibility. You ended our relationship. You asked for friendship. Friends don't control who their friends date. I'm not trying to control you. I just want you to consider my feelings. I have considered your feelings. For 11 weeks, I've watched you struggle with the consequences of your decision. But I'm not going to put my life on hold while you figure out what you actually wanted. I know what I want now. I want us. Well, I don't. I want someone who knows what they want from the beginning. Someone who doesn't play games or try to manipulate situations. Someone who treats me with respect even when they're upset. Emma's voice was getting louder. So that's it. You're just going to throw away 2 years for some girl you barely know? I'm not throwing away anything. You threw away our relationship when you decided you wanted something different. I'm just not going to pretend that didn't happen. But I changed my mind. And I moved on. That's what happens when you break up with someone. People in the coffee shop were starting to stare. Sam caught my eye from across the room, and I could see she was ready to intervene if needed. You're doing this to punish me, Emma said, tears streaming down her face. I'm doing this because I deserve to be with someone who actually wants to be with me, not someone who keeps me around as a safety net. I never. Emma, for 11 weeks, you've been angry about every boundary I've set. You wanted me to treat you like my girlfriend while dating other people. You sabotaged my job. You've harassed Sam. You've made living with you impossible. That's not love. That's possession. She sat there crying for a moment, then gathered herself. Fine. You want to be with her? Be with her. But don't come crying to me when you realize what a mistake you made. I won't, I said simply. She looked at me like she was seeing me clearly for the first time. You really don't love me anymore, do you? I loved who I thought you were. But the person you've been for the past 11 weeks? No, I don't love her. And I don't want to be in a relationship with her. Emma stood up, looked over at Sam, and said loudly enough for the whole coffee shop to hear. I hope you know what kind of person you're dating. He'll do this to you too someday. Then she left. Sam came back to the table with my coffee. You okay? Yeah, actually, I think I am. Week 12, resolution. Emma moved out the following week. She'd found a studio apartment across town and enlisted Tom and Jenny to help her move. I made sure to be out of the apartment during the move to avoid any final dramatic confrontations. She left a letter on the kitchen counter. I almost threw it away without reading it, but curiosity got the better of me. Alex, I know you probably hate me right now, and maybe I deserve that. I've been thinking a lot about everything that happened, and I realize I handled things badly. When I said I wanted to be friends, I guess I didn't really understand what that meant. I thought it meant we could keep all the good parts of our relationship without the pressure and commitment. Asterisk. I see now that what I really wanted was to have you as my backup plan while I figured out if there was something better out there. That wasn't fair to you, and I'm sorry. Asterisk. I'm also sorry about calling your work. I was desperate and scared, and I wasn't thinking clearly. I know that was wrong. Asterisk. I hope someday you can forgive me. And I hope Sam makes you happy. You deserve someone who knows what they want. Asterisk. Emma. Asterisk P.S. I left your Netflix password reset. You should probably change all our shared accounts. Asterisk. It was the closest thing to accountability I was going to get from her. Not perfect, but at least she seemed to finally understand what had actually happened. 3 months later, Sam and I made it official after dating for 2 months. She met my friends, I met hers, and everything felt natural and healthy. No games, no manipulation, no mixed signals. Just 2 adults who liked each other and wanted to build something together. Jake and Sarah invited us to their engagement party. Emma was there. Apparently she and Sarah had worked things out, and Sarah felt obligated to invite her since they'd been friends for years. Emma looked different. Thinner, tired, but also somehow more settled. She was there with a date, a guy I didn't recognize who seemed genuinely into her. We exchanged polite hellos. No drama, no tearful confrontations, no attempts to rehash the past. Just, hey, how are you? Good, you. That's great. Like acquaintances. Later, Sam asked if it was weird seeing Emma. Not really, I realized. It felt like seeing someone I used to know, like a former coworker or something. No lingering feelings? Honestly, I mostly feel relieved. Relieved that I'm not dealing with that level of drama anymore. Relieved that I'm with someone who actually wants to be with me. Sam smiled. Good answer. 6 months later, the full picture. 6 months after Emma moved out, I ran into Tom at a bar. He'd had a few drinks and was more talkative than usual. You know, I owe you an apology, he said. For what? For thinking you were being a dick to Emma after the breakup. She had us all convinced you'd turned into this cold, heartless person overnight. And now I see what actually happened. She's been pulling the same shit with her new boyfriend. Poor guy doesn't know what hit him. What do you mean? She's doing the whole, I need space to find myself thing again, but she still expects him to be available whenever she needs emotional support. He's confused as hell because she says she wants independence, but gets mad when he makes plans without running them by her first. Tom shook his head. She called Jenny crying last week because he didn't text her back for 2 hours. 2 hours. Said it proved he didn't really care about her. Some people never learn. The crazy thing is, she talks about you sometimes. Says you were the only guy who ever really understood boundaries. She almost seems nostalgic about it. People want what they can't have, or they want what they had after they've thrown it away. Tom raised his beer. Anyway, you dodged a bullet, man. Sam seems great. She is. As I walked home, I thought about that conversation. Emma had gotten exactly what she asked for, friendship, and couldn't handle it. Not because I was cruel or unreasonable, but because what she'd really wanted was to keep me as an option while she explored other possibilities. The irony was that if she'd been honest from the beginning, if she'd said, I want to date other people, but I'm scared of losing you completely, I might have been hurt, but I would have respected her honesty. Instead, she'd tried to manipulate the situation to get the best of both worlds, and ended up with neither. 1 year later, reflection. A year after Emma told me she just wanted friendship, Sam and I moved in together. Not because we felt pressured or because it was convenient, but because we genuinely wanted to share our lives more fully. The contrast was striking. With Emma, even the good times had felt complicated. There was always an undercurrent of uncertainty, of wondering if I was doing enough or being enough, or if she was truly happy. With Sam, things just worked. We communicated directly, we respected each other's boundaries, and we both actively chose to be together every day. I learned a lot from those 11 weeks of friendship with Emma. I learned that boundaries aren't cruel, they're necessary. I learned that taking people at their word is sometimes the kindest thing you can do, even when they don't like the results. I learned that being someone's backup plan isn't friendship, it's being used. Most importantly, I learned the difference between someone who wants to be with you and someone who wants you to be available while they figure out what they want. Emma had said she wanted friendship, and I gave her exactly that. Nothing more, nothing less. The fact that friendship felt like punishment to her said everything about what she'd actually been asking for. Real friends want you to be happy. They don't expect you to put your life on hold while they explore other options. They don't feel entitled to relationship-level attention and support while offering only friendship-level commitment in return. When someone tells you what they want, believe them. Then give them exactly that. If they can't handle it, that's not your problem. It's theirs.
Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.